because I know there's some people that couldn't jump in tonight. We've obviously changed the format to where I'm only doing these calls once a month because I know everybody has a busy schedule and I know we have other calls. So I do want to just reiterate that our Monday night calls, that happens every week. And that is every Monday at 9 p.m. And that is with the Dare to Dream group. That is like our mothership group for those of you guys who are newer. That is our upline group, and there's so much support. There's such strength in that group. There's so many phenomenal leaders that get on those calls. So that's why I really want to make Monday night a priority, and then we'll do these Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. once a month, first Wednesday of every month. So I did make a little video about that the other day, but I wanted to just let you guys know, so that you can be aware and kind of keep that in mind. And I'll always remind you guys and all that. So, and if, something comes up, like I always recommend, try to get on the calls, definitely make it a priority to get on the calls, make it a priority in your business. But I get it. Stuff happens. Maybe you have to be somewhere or your kids have to be somewhere. You can listen to the recordings. So, but make it a priority to listen to the recordings too, because there's such valuable information. And I said it the other night on my little video that I made, is that, man, you can take so much away from these calls, not just the ones I do. I'm mainly talking about the Monday night ones. You can take so many little nuggets away and learn how to apply certain things to your business, learn what other people are struggling with and how you can adjust that. It's all the same concept. Everybody kind of has their own little niche and their own little way of doing things. And so, it's not that you take everybody's idea and you try to apply everybody's idea to yourself, but it's that you might hear something about how someone is overcoming this obstacle, or you might hear something about the way that they're applying this in their business, and you're like, yes, that's what I need to do. I haven't been doing that, or I totally relate to that person, and it's such an encourager. It's such a builder, a personal builder for you personally and for your business. And I've taken so much away from that. So I do want to say, make sure you hop on the calls. And let's go ahead and talk. I wanted to share with you guys tonight about the power hour, because that is like a phrase that often gets thrown around, and especially for new coaches, veteran coaches. There's a lot of veteran coaches that know about this, but they don't actually apply it. And you can get so busy, you can get so overwhelmed, and then you forget that, hey, I can take 1 hour a day and really move my business forward. 1 hour of focused time. And I know it sounds ridiculous because it's like, what can I get done in 1 hour? Like I can't even check my emails in 1 hour or whatever. But, and it does take a discipline to be focused about your time. And that was the hardest part for me. But this is such an encouragement, because that, hey, if I can squeeze out an hour in a day, I can really move my business forward with focused activities. So we're going to talk exactly about that tonight. Some days you might have more time. Some days you literally might only have an hour. Some days you might have to chop your hour up into like 3 pieces. Okay. But you can still, get stuff done in your business and move it forward. And that's how I've seen women, come into this business. They're working full-time jobs. They got like 2.5, 3 kids. And they lead busy lives, and I've watched them build their business in the middle of all the craziness, in the middle of all the busyness. And it like flabbergasted me. I was like, how are they doing that? I'm like, I don't have any kids yet. And, I was working a couple jobs at the time. So I was busy, but I was like, I know that they had more on their plate, and I'm like, and I've seen what they're doing. And so I really dove into that to really learn that and to really grab that, because, I knew that was going to be essential for me to hone that skill so that I could move my business forward. And it has worked. In some weeks I do better than others, but I want to share with you guys, this and just so that you can apply it with your business. So we're just going to totally walk through it. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see, so I'm not like squinting at you guys. Okay. And also let me say, you guys are doing an awesome job. I'm seeing your posts. I'm seeing your challenge groups. Invites and stuff, some of you, and I'm just so proud, because I know a lot of you guys are new coaches, and it's awesome to see that, see you jumping in. So, but I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. So let's talk about the power hour. So this is, and look, you can Google power hour on Google, and you can find like Google Beachbody Power Hour, and you will find like so many different like little graphics just like this one, where you will find you'll just find so many different variations of this. So, and they're all great in their own way. I chose this one because I feel like it incorporates everything that we need to do. And okay, something else while I'm here, let me go ahead and pull up my BAT. If you guys don't know about the BAT, which is short for Business Activity Tracker, then you need to go back through your training and do that lesson all over again, because your BAT is so, so, so important, and it really coincides with your Power Hour. So we're going to be talking about the BAT and the Power Hour. A lot of people do like a printed version of the BAT, and you can do that. I'm not going to really talk a lot about that tonight because that's a whole nother topic, and I've done videos on that before. But it's so important to have a BAT, whether you do a digital version like what I have here, or whether you do like a printed out version where you're like physically writing in stuff, because the BAT helps you keep track of your activities. And it also, I find it really helps me keep track of who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to people about coaching, like here, I just had invites, but let me go to like a more recent one. So I write down people's names if I'm like talking to them about a fitness program, or if I'm talking to them about coaching and we have like a conversation going, I write down their names so that I know who I talked to, so I can go back and follow up with them a couple days later and see what they thought of the videos I sent them. Or when the open house rolls around, I know who to go back to and talk to and invite to open house, So it's super important to have a BAT and be logging that in line with your Power Hour. But let's just go through this list really quick. And that's what tonight's call is going to be all about, is just going through the steps on this list. So first thing is add 2 friends to Facebook. And so we were just talking about that, right? We were just talking about how it's so important to add to your list daily. So, that literally, it does not take long. So a lot of the tasks that we know that we need to do, it's like they're bigger in our heads, but when you actually just say, you know what, I just need to do this, you see how quick it actually can happen, So you can start obviously with whoever's in your like mutual friends, or if you have any friend requests, that's a great place to start. I don't just add people randomly though, guys, and I think I talked to y'all about that before, but I check out their profile before I add them. So I just went to my friend request there. Other places to add people is, like friends of friends, mutual friends, go to one of your friends pages and see, look at maybe some of their friends, look at the people that comment on their stuff, because likely if they're friends with your friend, then you're going to be friends with them, So for example, this girl, I'm not going to add her as a friend because I see she is already involved in it. It Works Global, and she seems pretty involved in it. So I'm not going to use up my friend space for someone who I know is not going to work in my business. So scratch that one. Okay, so I always kind of go through someone's page and kind of see what they're all about. If they're all about another business, then generally I don't add them as a friend, because I can see that they're probably really, like for example, she's involved in her wine business. So again, I'm not going to add her as a friend. And that's where you kind of have to filter through some things. Nothing wrong with that. And I don't have a hard and fast rule on that. Sometimes I will, if they don't seem like super involved in their business and they're not posting about it all the time, sometimes I'll add them anyways, but you just kind of got to feel that out. And like for me, I don't add, heavily bearded men who like Harley Davidsons, because that's not my demographic. They're not going to be the guys that are going to, do prenatal workouts with me or whatever, So I'm looking for my demographic when I'm looking for people. I'm not too picky about it, but you know what I mean. So, okay, again, these are all business people. All right, give me a real friend here. I need a real friend. I need a real friend. Okay, these are all guys. So I just personally don't work with guys. So, so look, this is taking me a little bit longer, but that's okay. We can still do this. All right, so I need to add some friends. So for example, let's say that you're like, okay, who do I add as a friend? Do exactly what I just told you. Go to one of your friends and look at some of their friends and add a couple of their friends. Because likely if they're your friends, you guys are going to have something in common, and their friends are going to have something in common. So it's not always the case, but it happens. So let's see here. Okay, she is also a business owner. Man, I'm getting all the business owners today. Oh, Lord, help me. But even still, I think I'm under 5 minutes looking for friends, so that's all good. Another good place to find friends is like in groups that you're in. So if you're in like a mommy group, you know, add some people in there. If you're in a food group, add some people in there. Start a conversation with them, comment on their posts or whatever, but add some people in there. That's a great place to start. Okay. I don't really see much of, let's see if we got a business in here. Oh, my screen went big. Sorry, guys. Okay, she is also a business owner. All right, so let's go to a mom group or something because all these people are business people. Okay, like I'm a part of this group called Moms Forum. So, and I know this is like a little tedious, guys, but I want to show you like, dude, exactly what I do on a daily basis. Because I know that was my question when I first came into this. I was like, I just want to sit with somebody and see exactly what they do every day, you know, so I can like duplicate it. And it's really, it's not that, you know, it's not that hard. It really isn't. So it's just a matter of kind of finding that. Okay. Elizabeth Garcia. All right. I don't see any business stuff. That's a good sign. Cool. And also something too that I kind of keep in mind when I'm adding friends, like if I see that they're a mutual friend with another coach, you know, that I know it's a coach, I don't add them as a friend because I'm not trying to prospect other people's prospects. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. Sometimes you might overlap and it happens, but do be mindful of that as you can. So, all right, so I got one friend down. I need one to go. All right, so I'm literally just gonna go to one of her friends and click on them. And I'm looking kind of for people that I would be, you know, kind of interested in working at. You can only tell so much from a Facebook page, but you know, at the same time, you can tell a lot. She's obviously a mom, she's got kids. That's my demographic. So, okay, boom, 2 people. That took me way longer than I expected, but hey, we still did it. Add 2 Facebook friends. So I added them. Okay, so connect with 5 people. You can text them, message, call them. So connecting with 5 people has nothing to do with Beachbody. Hi, Jason. So cute. Connecting with people has nothing to do with Beachbody, guys. Connecting with people is exactly how it sounds. It's connecting with people. So those new friends, like if you have a new friend that you haven't reached out to, that has accepted your friend request and you haven't reached out to them, or even maybe just someone who's in one of your free groups or something, or maybe even just someone that commented on one of your pictures about something, connect with them. Go to their page, you know, like something on their page. So this is what connecting with friends looks like. I'm going to go to my recently added friends. So you click on your friends. And again, this is, you know, this is where the quote unquote magic happens. There is no magic solution. It is just the little things that add up. So I'm going to click on my recently added friends here. And these are people that have recently added me as friends. So this is me connecting with them. I'm going to engage on their post. You know, like if I see something that I like and that I'm genuinely interested in, you know, I'm going to obviously say something about that, you know, like, which is not hard to do if it's, especially if it's someone in your demographic, you know, so. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on their post, you know, or you don't have to spend, it doesn't take a long time to do this. So this is someone who just added me as a friend. I haven't connected with them yet. So I'm just going to reach out and say, hey, I actually kind of have this saved somewhere. It just kind of shortens it for me. I have all my, you know, all of my script kind of stuff saved. Stuff that I say all the time. It just saves a little bit of time. Love to see the pics of your travels. You know, and it just kind of gets the conversation going. Normally when I reach out to a friend, I will end it with a question because I want to encourage engagement. I want to start some dialogue with them. So I'm not sending them a message saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, you know, blah, 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 join my next challenge group. I'm just reaching out to get to know them and connect with them. Because the people that are going to work with you are going to be the people you connect with first. You know, and if you're reaching out to people that you have something in common with, it's so easy to connect with them. If they're a mom with kids, if it's another pregnant lady, it's like so easy to talk to them about something. And that's where the forming comes in. So if you have trouble with this, then you need to go watch the video about forming. Okay. And that teaches you kind of how to just interact with people, especially new people. But it's kind of like if you were to sit, just think about it. If you were to sit on a park bench and someone comes up and you just start up small talk with them, you know, and that's what we're doing. We're just doing it online via Facebook. So, so anyways, I would do that maybe with 5 people, connect with 5 people. And it can be new friends. Again, it can be old friends. It can be people in your free groups. It can be people that comment on your pictures. You know, that's where you connect with new people. Okay, so now we're going to move on to invitations. This is so important. Okay, and here's the thing. Invitations, it says here 2. I think that's a little low. I would kind of bump that up a little bit personally, but at least you know you can get that done in an hour. I can send out 2 invites in an hour, hands down, piece of cake. So I have an invite, you know, message that I have. And again, this is all available to you guys in the Google Drive docs. I have a document there that says scripts, and it's got all kinds of invitation suggestions of ways to word it. You need to make it your own. You need to make it sound like you. Don't be a robot, you know, be personal, be real, be authentic. But it kind of gives you something to start with, at least, so you know, like, okay, this is what I can wrap my mind around this. So I've already done that personally. So this is my little script. I keep it just in a draft on Gmail to make it easy. So when I'm doing my power hour, I can go boom, 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 boom. I can be really fast because I'm on a time crunch with my power hour because I only have an hour, you know. So, okay, so invite 5, send out 2 personal invitations. So a great place to find people to invite to your next challenge group or your free group or coaching is go back through obviously your free groups is like, that's a easy one to invite to. You can invite anybody to that. Inviting to challenge groups, my favorite place to find people to invite to challenge groups are my free groups if I'm running a free group. Like right now, I'm not running a free group. So my second favorite place to find people to invite is I will go to like my last post that I made about fitness or about coaching or about Shakeology. I shouldn't have to scroll so far to find one at this point. And I'll start from there. I'll start with, like, for example, I made a post about fitness the other day. So I had, 37 people that liked it and a few people that commented on it. So I'm going to message them. And some of these people are maybe people I've talked to like eons ago. And maybe I'm messaging them again. Some people, they're people I've talked to recently, so I'm not going to message all of them if I've already talked to them. But, it gives you somewhere to go. Look, I only need 2 people right now. I need 2 people to message to invite. So that is what I am looking for. All right. So let's see here. She's a coach. So, and this is where this is like the tedious part where you have to figure out, okay, well, they're coach, so you don't message them, or they're already part of my challenge group, so you don't message them, so it might limit some of your options, but it's okay. It still gives you somewhere to start with. I'm going to message Kelly because she is not a challenger. I did invite her before, but I'm going to invite her again. It's been a while. I know that much. So, okay. Boom, done. So look, I'm obviously not going to send out another, I'm not going to let you guys sit here and just watch me send out 2 or 5 invites or whatever, but that's literally how easy it is. You find people that are commenting, that are engaging on your post, and it doesn't even have to be about a fitness post or whatever. Find people that are just commenting and engaging. I made a post about plants earlier. I will go through that list and start inviting people that commented or liked or engaged on those things too. It's nice to start on the fitness post, but you'll find the more you do this too, the people that really respond to your fitness post might be the people that are already in your challenge group or that you're already working with. So don't be afraid to branch out of just finding people on those posts. The people that comment on the post about you and your kids, or, you had a day at the park and you posted a picture of you and your kids in the park, you're going to get like 50 likes on that and, a few comments. Go reach out to the people that like and comment on that. That is like one of the best places to find people, because when you're like, who do I invite? That's who you invite. And remember, if you're constantly adding people to your network, and these are people that you likely have something in common with, if you're posting about your lifestyle, you're posting about your common interests, they are going to engage on that. So you'll always have some people to talk to. So boom, send out 2 personal invitations. Invite 5 people per week to the coaching opportunity. I think that's a really good goal to have, guys. 5 people per week. I promise you, if you hit that, if you get 5 people to watch that webinar, which our webinar is our Dare to Dream website page that has all the videos on it. If you don't know what that is, talk to me about that. I can send you, we did a video on it, but I can send you the information on that. But inviting 5 people per week to coaching is crucial, is so important. And, I'm a little more particular about who I invite to coaching. Whereas like a challenge group, I might just invite someone, out of the blue or whatever. But with coaching, I look for people who I think genuinely would jump on board this. So start with the people in your free groups, start with the people in your challenge groups, start with the people who are engaging with you on a regular basis, start with the people that you've been conversing with. Anybody who says, no, I don't want to do a fitness program with you, or no, I don't want to do a challenge group, I invite them to coaching. I've already been talking to them. Anybody who has a financial, like anyone who has like a financial, objection as to why they can't do the fitness program, it's a perfect open door to invite them to coaching. And again, I have that all in the scripts on the Google Drive document, and I'll show you guys how to find that. And you can go through that and find that. But for example, this is just where I keep my scripts. And this is what Jessica uses. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm literally just, copy and pasting. So like, for example, this is one of the things that she says, no pressure ever, but you would be great at what I do since you are so, and fill in the blank, because they're so what? Because they're so positive, because, they're such a fun person, because they seem so motivated, they seem so, whatever it is, that whatever quality or characteristic that you know about them. We have a lot of fun too. If you ever want some info about it, see if it's a fit for you, let me know. It's done so much for me, so I have to share. Boom, that is an invitation to coaching. And so I make it my goal to get at least 5 invites out a week. For me, I make it my goal to actually send 5 webinars. But if you make it your goal in the beginning to at least get out 5 of those kind of invitations a week, man, it will move your business forward. And I was so scared to do this in the beginning as a new coach, but it is one of the things that will move your business forward the fastest, is getting people to join your team. So don't be afraid to invite people to coaching just because you've been a coach for a little while. That does not matter, because you're not plugging them into everything that you know. You're plugging them into our system. Our system is awesome. We have an awesome system. We have an awesome support base. You don't have to know everything there is to know. If they ask a question that you don't know, say, you know what, I'm gonna, let me get back to them. That's the great thing about communicating online. You don't really get put on the spot, because you have time to go back and find the answers if you need to. You don't have to respond to them right away. So, but get in the habit of getting those kind of invites out. That is super important. So, and let me just show you guys where the scripts are in case anybody doesn't know. And again, I hate that. I hate using scripts. I hate using like the word scripts. I don't like that, because I feel like it can be so robotic and so inauthentic. But it gives you, it's kind of just a template. So when I say scripts, just look at it like a template. Just look at it as something that you can start with and make it your own. Okay, so I'm giving you something to start with, but I highly, highly encourage you guys to make it your own. So our Google Doc drive, that's where everything is. If you go to files here, this is on the Coach Like a Boss page, obviously. You go to files, go to Google Drive, Coach Resource Center. This has that link in it. Maybe bookmark this link. It'll be more easily accessible for you. And so this is where it's at. It's called Coach Like a Boss Files. And I have tons of videos and scripts and resources in here, information about free groups, tips and lessons, all the videos that I've ever personally made. So if you're looking for, you know, some personal development or some tips to watch on coaching, you know, you can find my videos in there. But scripts are in here. You'll find like all kinds of scripts. The one I probably use the most is right here, the challenge group invite scripts. Okay, and then somewhere in here, there's invites to coaching scripts. So just to show you guys where that's at. And you find a system that works for you so you can find it easily. So when you're doing a power hour, you can pump it out really fast. Okay, check in on your challenge groups. That's what's next on the list. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Your challenge groups, you know, if you're running a free group or a challenge group, or maybe like, let's say you're co-hosting a challenge group with me. You still, if you're a co-host in that group, you need to engage in it. You need to post in it. You need to be checking in with your challengers, you know? So go to your challenge group and check in on there personally. Share your own workouts, obviously, and you guys are all doing that. You're doing a phenomenal job at that. So, but check in on your challenge groups. That should be part of your power hour, and that does not have to take long. You know, you go in there, you engage with people, you comment, you reply to their comments, you reply to some of the things they're saying. Just engage with your challengers. I'm pretty sure we all know what that's all about, but so I'm not gonna show you that part because that part's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, follow-ups and new messages. So if, you know, that's probably gonna be the thing that takes the most amount of time. So I would kind of recommend leaving that for last. And spending, you know, whatever extra time you have towards that. So I know it's like right here, the little thing, but kind of do that last, in my opinion, because I find when I start following up with people, that is the thing that goes longer. And if I need to do some of that later, then I can. But I want to get through some of the important steps first. So check breaking news in the Coach Online office and check for new customers. Okay, this is super important. So, oh gosh, my thing only works here sometimes. Okay, we only have like 8 minutes left, so I gotta go fast. Okay, Beachbody Coach. Sometimes my thing does not work here, so hopefully it's working. Okay, yay, it's working. I don't know, for some reason, sometimes it doesn't pull up the website for me on this browser. So I just want to make sure, and I'm not going to give you a full tutorial on Coach Online Office. That is in your training, and you know, you can definitely do that on your own time. But it is important to check your Coach Online Office for news and stuff. Right over here in the right-hand lane, Coach Breaking News, and you know, if like do it by the date, you know, you'll stay informed, you'll stay on top of what's going on in Beachbody world. That's super important. Also, if you have new customers, check for your new customers. You have 2 new personally sponsored coaches. You have 3 new customers, especially if you're hitting Success Club. Remember, the following month, you're going to get free leads. So these are where your free leads show up. So you need to check in with those customers. You know, if you got your customers, then reach out to them via email and say, hey, how's it going? I'm your coach. I'm here to help you. I'm here to plug you into a challenge group. There are scripts for that too, just so you know. You don't have to reinvent the wheel on that, but check in with your Coach Online office, look at the news, check for your new customers. If you have coaches on your team, check in with them. Again, that's not really something you have to do every day, but make that part of your weekly thing. So maybe check in with 1 coach a day, or check, you know, have a day set aside where, okay, this is a day I'm going to check in with my coaches. You know, maybe on a day you have a little more than an hour, you can do that. Check in with your team Facebook group page. So you guys have 2 pages for that. You have obviously this one, Coach Like a Boss, and I usually post in here once a day, either a tip or a video or some news, you know, something, but just check in so that you stay in the loop of what's going on, you know, so that doesn't take long, 2 minutes to do that. Check in for that. And then Dare to Dream. I highly encourage you guys to check into Dare to Dream, you know, on a daily basis, because you'll find, same thing, you'll find news, you'll find great videos, you'll find inspiration, you'll find all kinds of stuff in here. And just so you know too, like if you ever need some extra, if you want to just soak up some extra training or learn some things, go to the file section of this group and you will find, it's kind of, you know, it's not the most organized thing in the world because you can't really organize it on Facebook, but you will find all kinds of stuff in here, just, you know, tools to help you in your business. So, so check in with your downline, with your team group pages, and then do any coach assignments that you've been asked to do or whatever. And then also schedule your posts for the next day. So try to think about that the day before. If you have a challenge group, plan your posts ahead of time. You can even schedule them in Postcron or Hootsuite. I like Postcron personally. But you can schedule your challenge group posts a day in advance. If you have like some ideas, maybe something pops in your head and you're like, oh, I want to do a post about that later. Whether it's just about a great experience you had today while you were out, or something you realized, or something, you know, that came to your mind, or a funny story or whatever, write it down and have it ready to post the next day, you know, and kind of think through some of your posts. And here, I like this slide because it kind of gives you some ideas of things to post. You can obviously do your workout, your Shako post, a motivational quote, a humor, funny personal story, something about your challenge group, testimonial, something great that happened, a great recipe or a tip, a transformation post. You know, so it gives you ideas. You can work with that. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but I find it really does help clear your mind if you kind of plan your post for the next day, even if it's just writing out a little phrase. So when you're on the go and you're having a busy day, you don't have to be like, what do I post? You know, you kind of have something to work through. So even taking a day on the weekend and saving, you know, inspirational posts or things that motivate you or fitness tips, save it on your phone so that, you know, when you're in a rush or whatever, and you like, you don't have time to sit down and like make this awesome post, you got an inspirational picture that you can share, because it's just so important to keep your Facebook traffic up. Because the more you're posting, you want to post 3 to 5 times a day, because the more you're posting, the more traffic you're going to draw to your page. And so when you are posting an invite or a call to action, people's eyes are going to see that, you know. So that's why that's so important. And it's so important for you to share your life and share the things that matter to you, because that's going to help you connect with other people, with new people, with strangers. They're strangers to you now, but they're going to become friends to you later. So so anyways, guys, this is right here. This is the Power Hour. This is what it's all about. You know, and believe it or not, everything that we just talked about can be done in 1 hour. So what I highly recommend, to me, the most important things on this, like if I had to do 3 things, okay, if I had to do, well, let's say 4 things, okay? If I had to do 4 things in my Power Hour, I'm going to be adding new friends, and I'm going to be connecting with new friends. So 15 minutes to add new friends, 15 minutes to connect with new friends, just sending personal messages, 15 minutes to check in on my challenge groups and follow-ups, you know, respond to emails or whatever, and 15 minutes to invite people to your next challenge group or whatever. You know, so boom, that's an hour right there. Those 4 things alone, those are really the things that really move your business forward, okay? Some of the other things can be extra and you can do them kind of later on the go, but if you had to narrow it down to 4 things and split it up into increments, I would do it like that. 15 minutes for new friends, 15 minutes to connect with new people and follow up with maybe some of your old messages, 15 minutes to invite to new challenges or to coaching, and 15 minutes, what do we say? 15 minutes for, I got lost, 15 minutes for checking in with your challenge groups and following up, you know? So boom, those things right there, that will summarize an awesome Power Hour. And something I want to do in our group, you guys, is every once in a while, I'm going to host a Power Hour, a live Power Hour, and I'll give you guys enough time in advance, and it'll start at like 8 o'clock, and I'll go into our Coach Like a Boss group, and I'll say, hey, Power Hour, we're doing it tonight at 8 o'clock, blah, 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 and at 8 p.m. for 15 minutes, we'll spend time, and I'll say, okay, everybody go invite for 15 minutes, and that's what we'll do for 15 minutes. And then once that 15 minutes is up, then we'll spend 15 minutes sending out personal invitations. to, you know, challenge group or whatever, and so on. We'll go through a power hour together, and we'll kind of do it together just so you guys can get a feel for it. And so you can, it just helps you stay on track. Like there's something about putting a timer on and working against the clock that really makes you stay focused. So get your timer, get your power hour checklist. If you want to use this version, if you want to Google another one that suits you better, however, whatever floats your boat, but find one and really make a commitment to do this. Plan your week out. You know, before the week comes, the next week, plan your 5 power hours. When are you going to do them? Are you going to do one Monday through Friday? Are you going to do, maybe on Monday you have extra time and you can do 2 power hours. Maybe, you know, on one day you have like a crazy busy day, but you can do, you know, maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes while you're waiting in line to pick up your kids from school. There's so many creative ways that you can fit this in, but it really comes down to having time, scheduling that time in, and then having a focused plan of action for that time. So this is where the discipline part comes in. The same way you schedule your workouts is the same way that you schedule your power hours. So if you're not used to keeping a calendar, get used to it, plug it in, say this is my power hour time, this is my business time, and stick to it the best that you can. And these little things are big things that will actually